What up, YouTube? People want to act like I don't have disposable cups. There are plenty of stores here in town that sell disposable cups. You know what I'm saying? There are plenty of people out there in town that work at stores that sell disposable cups. So you act like you freaking act like that this Casper is so small that it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. Like, I'll get this done when I get it done. You know, it's on the way to being an excellent stocking stuffer for one of my of-age fans. But here's the best part of it. We're not even here to talk about that. That's a separate thing altogether. Gonna have to age restrict this video because, hooey. Nude female protesters. Oh my. Oof. We live in some confusing times, YouTube. We really do. Let me grab a glass of water. We'll get right into it. We're seeing a modern trend of women who are protesting either topless or completely naked, with their boobs, their vagina, and their butt for everyone to see, holding up picket signs, protesting. Some examples would be, for one, a bunch of females standing topless in front of Notre Dame Cathedral to celebrate one of the popes stepping down. Women everywhere protesting female rights by doing it topless. Like, okay, they sit there and say that bras are a thing of female oppression, so they're a bunch of bra burners, and yeah, you know, do your thing, man. But, and then you also see women getting naked, standing together in a group of other women who are also naked, protesting female rape. Keep in mind that if you're protesting female rape by standing naked in the streets, I don't know if the irony is lost on these women or what the deal is. I can't make sense of it, because I'm just like... And then they talk about how oppressed they are, and I'm like, okay, we'll cover all that in the video. Considering that men rip your clothes off or pull them down or pull them up to do what they do because they're assholes, how is standing in the street naked protesting rape, you know, especially when there's that one perverted asshole who's like, oh, my friend told me there was a bunch of naked chicks standing in the town square. Oh, this I gotta see. Quasimodo jacking off from the bell tower at Notre Dame, like, hey, he's got his binoculars, like, boobs! I'm gonna get so many Hail Marys for this, and I don't care. Shit. And then one of the bells goes off, and he forgets that he's in his bell tower, and he jumps, like, oh, fuck, I forgot I was up here. Maybe it's because women are saying they're not ashamed of their body. They're not going to let men make them feel ashamed to take their clothes off. That kind of thing. Which, if you think about it like that, makes sense if you're protesting rape against women. I get that. But you also have to remember there's going to be that one pervert, like I said, that goes down just to see some titties. He doesn't give a shit what you're protesting about. You're sitting there with your picket sign that says all men are asshole pigs, screaming into the megaphone, sexism, rape, men are assholes, women's lib, burn the bras, burn the thongs, screaming it into the megaphone. And you got this dude standing in front of you like, tell me more about how much of a piece of shit I am. Fuck, I forgot they're naked. Don't stare, don't stare. Oh, look at that. She has feminist written across her tits and women's lib written on her stomach, and she used a Sharpie. Oh, that's cute. Just like there's every asshole who goes down to that protest just to stare at boobs. There's always that one cunt who's like, are you staring at my boobs? Oh my god. This is why I'm protesting against you men. You men are pigs. Okay, if women are tired of being objectified for their bodies and they're tired of men staring at them all the time, why the fuck would you do a protest naked and or topless? Letting your vagina and your boobs hang out for the world to see, like why? Again, that's the part that doesn't make sense to me as a male. Because I see the crap that women complain about and then they do the exact opposite. It's like, what? Hold up, I need a cigarette. Wow. Just wow. Don't smoke, it's bad for you. He said while lighting it. Hypocrisy at its finest. And once the perverted asshole leaves, go home, fucking whack his tallywhacker off to the chicks he's seen in the town square, like, hoo-hoo. Believe me, some old man who hasn't been laid in 6 years and his wife's been dead for 4, believe me, he ain't gonna complain. He'll hop up on his cane and like, oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. My buddy Hal said there's naked chicks in the town square. Oh, I gotta see this. I haven't seen titty in so long. Oh, I gotta see this. He gets down there in just enough time to see them all naked, and he's like, and that old man just has the biggest shit-eating smile on his face, and he's doing everything he can to keep his dentures from falling out of his mouth, like, hot damn! And most of these chicks are like 10 to 20 years younger than he is at the most. So he's sitting there like, and then just the sight of those naked chicks is enough for him to have a hard-on to carry himself back home. And then when he gets home, he sits down in his favorite chair, cracks open a beer, lights a cigarette, sticks his hands down his pants, does his thing, and then when he's done, he lights the cigarette, cracks open the beer, and says, yeah. Oh, but let's not forget about these would-be male activists who are just there to see some titties as well. Some douchebag that shows up with the camera and says, hey, I write an article for a feminist column on the internet. Can I talk to you ladies about your protest? Take some pictures, you know. Sure thing. We'd love to get our voices heard. So what does he do? He spends the next 2 hours taking pictures and videos of them. By the time he's done, he goes home. He jacks off to the shit he has. Sitting there, oh man, look at all these naked chicks. Okay, how can I make these chicks as happy as they made me? What should we call the article? Angry feminist nude protest against men. That works just beautifully. And he'll fucking salt it up with a bunch of fucking words, make it sound like a chick wrote it. He's like, okay, take the one picture of everyone standing side by side, censor their bits with smiley emojis, cover their vajayjays and their nipples with some emojis, Okay, there's the photo for the article, censored and tasteful for the internet. Alright, so now let's write the article. These lovely ladies are protesting against the oppression that men have brought on for centuries. Women are victimized in this society. Men are assholes. Women are always right. Blah, 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 blah. More man hating, more victimizing women. These women are strong and courageous. Blah, blah, blah. More man hating. Post the article. The women read that article and they go, oh, he did such a good job with the article. Oh my God, he really speaks to our cause. But I'm not shitting you. If you Google Notre Dame topless women celebration, you will see an article of women standing in front of Notre Dame Cathedral with their boobs hanging out, celebrating one of the popes stepping down. Quasimodo up in the bell tower playing with his ding-a-ling. Like, I hope Frollo doesn't catch me. I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I mean, I don't know. Like, if women are getting naked and are getting nude to protest rape against women, like, part of me goes, that doesn't make sense. But part of me goes, okay, if these women are showing men that just because men rape women, they're not going to be ashamed of their bodies and they're not going to be ashamed to take off their clothes or feel trapped inside their clothes. Okay, so if you break it down like that, it makes sense. But women talk about how oppressed they are. Here's the best part. Yes, sometimes women are oppressed, but lately they've gotten more rights. Notice that when these women take to the street, stripping off their clothes, standing naked or standing topless, that they really don't get met with much oppression. I mean, Notre Dame Cathedral is suing these feminists for indecent exposure. And God's like, come on, man, I made that. Really? Oh, hell no. That could be why the fire at Notre Dame Cathedral happened, because God's sick and tired of Catholics molesting little boys and treating women and gays like crap. Oh, that's too far, Mr. Cobra. Did somebody let Quasimodo play with the lighter? Okay, that's also too far. That joke's old. You made that joke when the fucking... Yeah. But women talk about how oppressed they are. I'm like, yeah, but you're... Other than, okay, if you're doing it in front of a church, maybe the church will have a problem with it. That's their issue. But generally speaking, if you're out in the town square stripping buck-ass naked, protesting rape against women, holding up picket signs that say men are pigs, men are assholes, they only want one thing, women's lib, nobody stops you. In fact, people ask, what are you doing? What are you protesting? Awesome. Here's the best part, though. If men decided to take Viagra and stand in the middle of the town, buck-ass naked with their boners hanging to the wind, holding up signs that said women are cunts, they only want dick and money, protesting rape against men, how far do you think that would go? It sounds funny, but how far do you think that would go? They'd be like, all of you are under arrest for indecent exposure, all of you are getting put on the list. The fuck you doing, you sick bastards? Nobody wants to see that. That, unfortunately, is a consequence of multiple things. The female form being overly sexualized, and nobody taking men's issues seriously. Someone grab an ice pack. That truth was so truthful and so hurtful, it burns. But men, if you want to complain about that shit, let me just point out one thing. Let's go to Google and ask Google Dictionary the dictionary definition of sexism. What is the dictionary definition of sexism? Let's find out, shall we? Sexism. Oh, I had the sound turned down. Son of a bitch. That's alright. We read the definition of sexism according to Google. Let's try this again. That word that every feminist loves using. You know what a feminazi's favorite two words are? Sexism and rape. Seriously. You ever see these feminazi cunts on TV? Fucking trash talking men. All these panels of women's talk shows. All these women bad mouthing men. Like their favorite word is sexism and rape. That's their favorite two words. And here's the best part of it. How would you feel, ladies, if men had their own talk show just trashing women, calling y'all cunts and slags, sluts and whores? They already do that. Society treats women like crap. Okay, so let me get this straight. Men treat women like shit. So women, knowing how it feels to be treated like crap, in turn, go on these talk shows and treat men like shit. I don't know. I think there's this age-old expression that say two wrongs don't make a right. I'm not Christian or Catholic or anything like that, but doesn't the Bible say treat others the way you want to be treated? It's the golden rule, man. But before men complain about the double standards in life, let's examine sexism according to the dictionary's definition. Sexism. Blah. My fucking words got tongue twisted. Sexism.
Here's the definition of sexism: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women.
The definition of sexism is an oxymoron, and it's sexist towards both sexes. Wait, what? Chris Griffin say, what? Shut up, Chris. Dad, don't tell me to shut up. It's Meg. Oh, that's right. Shut up, Meg. No, but seriously, you look at the second word, stereotyping. That negative stereotype that sexism only happens to women. Wait, this sounds familiar. I know I sound like a broken record at this point. I've bitched about this on my channel so many times that I sound like a broken record. But then you flash forward a couple words. It literally says sexism, noun, prejudiced, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women on the basis of gender. Sexism in language is an offensive reminder of the way the culture sees women. Okay, so if the definition of sexism is so one-sided that women feel like they cannot have their voices be heard without displaying themselves, that's what it is. You can sit there and say it's all about women's lib and burning the bras and burning the panties, and you're not going to be ashamed to show your bodies, and you're not going to let male rapists make you ashamed or afraid to take off your clothes, and you're not ashamed of your body, blah, blah, blah. Cool. But it's also because you feel like no one's going to take you seriously unless you get naked. And that's why I say women should not have to oppress themselves to make their voices be heard. Women should not have to get naked to get what they want. Women should be treated just like men. They shouldn't have to, and that's just it. Like I said earlier, men could not get away with this crap. Like I said, if men decided to stand in the middle of the town square, pop a Viagra, get a boner that lasts 4 hours, take off their clothes and hold up signs picketing male rape, calling women cunts and calling women gold diggers and sluts, and all they want is two things: your dick and your money. They don't care about you. Oh, women would be so pissed about that. They would be like, look at you, you oppressive pig, shoving your dick in our face. You're such a man. You're just mansplaining. You're just mansplaining. You're just mansplaining. How is it rape if all men want is sex? I could see it. And then they'd get charged with indecent exposure. They'd be put on the sex offender list, all this other shit. So I'm like, women want to talk about how oppressed they are. Guess what, sweetheart? Both genders are oppressed. That's what it takes to acknowledge true gender equality, is realizing that both genders get a bunch of crap. But if we Google the word racism, okay, hold up, don't get your knickers in a knot, people. Racism. I forgot to turn the sound up on this one too, damn it. Hold up. Alright, let's try this again. If we Google the word racism, let's see what pops up, tubes. Racism.
Here's the definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior.
So basically, the definition of racism says everyone can be a racist because racism exists in all races. But we go back to the definition of sexism. Sexism.
Here's the definition of sexism: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women, on the basis of sex.
Okay, so why is it the definition of sexism is so one-sided? You know, the definition of sexism is an oxymoron, it victimizes women, and it makes men look like huge assholes. Which brings me to my next point. Drum roll, please. King Cobra JFS is not done spitting the truth just yet. Oh, no. This needs to be fucking said. This video is getting age restricted because this video is definitely not for kids. There's smoking, there's cussing, and there's adult situations. Oh my. How do you create an angry feminazi? Sugar, spice, and not everything so nice. These were the ingredients created to make the feminazi girls. Blossoming bitch, bubbling bitch, and buttercup bitch. These girls go around the world fighting crime, justice, and sexism towards women. That was really not funny. Actually, that was fucking hilarious. But they forgot the most important ingredient: chemical sexism. These were the ingredients made to create the feminazi girls. The asshole professor. Oh, feminazi girls! Mojo Rape Joe is at it again! Oh no! Oh, curses! You feminazi stopped me again! Oh, look, it's Ms. Blowjob! Hello, Mayor, how's it going? Okay, why you gotta rip on the Powerpuff Girls? That's not nice. You know what the worst part about babysitting your little sister is? You're like, do you want to watch Scooby-Doo or Looney Tunes? And they're like, no, they want to watch Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer, or the freaking Powerpuff Girls. And you're like, ah. In the back of your mind, you're just like, you know what? Your parents are babysitting you, or paying you to babysit your sister, so... Back to the rants. What creates a feminazi? Well, all it takes is for one woman to be treated like absolute crap by some of the worst men society has to offer. Men using her for sex, not giving a shit about her opinions, not caring to her needs, treating her like a sex object and a piece of shit. And if one woman in particular in this scenario encounters enough of these men, eventually, much like the men going on their own, she's going to be like, I'm sick of men and all their bullshit. You hear this from a lot of women in these modern times. You've heard it from women for ages. Women are saying they're sick of men and their shit. So, and because men have been so horrible to women the last 200 plus years, this is the reason why nobody stops them when they protest naked or topless. This is the reason why nobody stops them when they assemble on their panel shows full of women just bad-mouthing men and what pieces of shit they are. Like, it seems kind of hypocritical for women to bitch about gender oppression that their ancestors went through, that they went through, and then deliver that same oppression onto men. Why, YouTube? Oof. It does. It seems highly hypocritical to do that. I'm like, you bitch about how women are oppressed, so you oppress men. You bitch about sexism towards women while being a sexist towards men. That's a feminazi, plain and simple. And the problem with feminazis is that they have infiltrated the feminist movements, making all feminists look bad. You know the age-old expression, assholes ruin it for everyone? Oh yeah, assholes ruin it for everyone. In this case, it's cunts ruin it for all the feminists. And then you get these people who they say like, I saw this video on YouTube and I'm like, this can't be real. This chick says she identifies as an attack helicopter. I'm like, to quote Gomez Adams from the Adams Family, has the planet gone mad? Like, literally, I'm watching this video on YouTube and this chick gets offended because this other girl called her a woman, and she goes that's not her pronouns. She takes offense to that because she's in an attack helicopter. I'm just like, okay, you want to identify as a dog, as a cat, as a snake, as a bird. You want to identify as an animal. That's a little out there, but it's reasonable because animals are living things. But identifying as an attack helicopter, something that's 4 to 8 times your size, used by military people, and sits in a base until it's used or needed for battle. The kind of shit that just makes you want to fucking smoke. You're just like, I like cobras. I do. King cobra is my favorite animal. It's a magnificent creature. And unfortunately, king cobras are endangered. There are a lot of people out there who are doing awesome things for to prevent the species from going extinct. Which with king cobras on the endangered list, and they came out with this hybrid snake. They took a horned viper and they crossbred it with a garter snake to make it non-poisonous, and then they crossbred that with a monocled cobra, and you got these little horned cobras that the scientists created. It creates a non-poisonous snake. It's a cobra species, but guess what? They cost $4,000. That's off topic, but just because I like cobras, don't think I am. Like, I don't identify as such, like, that's dumb. I identify as a heterosexual goth male. Those are my pronouns. A heterosexual goth male rock star stud. Like, I start to wonder if the world's gone mad because people are now identifying as attack helicopters, and I'm reminded of that one voice in the movie Ted. It's Christmas and attack Apache helicopters, and so you think you got what it takes? I'll tell you what I got. Your wife's pussy on my breath. Nobody's ever talked to me like that before. That's because everyone's mouth is usually full of your wife's box. You're hired. Shit. You had sexual intercourse with a coworker on top of the produce we sell to the public. I fucked her with a parsnip last week. Sold the parsnip to a family with 4 small kids. That took guts. We need guts. I'm promoting you. You got a lot of problems, don't you? Oh, come on, we've all seen Ted. That's a funny ass movie. Like, I could watch Ted 100 times. If I'm in the right mood to watch it, it's a funny ass fucking movie. Because nobody pictures a children's toy being so foul mouthed and obnoxious. That's what makes it funny. I don't know. This went from a political rant to doing an impersonation of Ted the talking teddy bear. Well, what the what's going on? You get, oh God, it's that fat bastard. And look who's talking. You know, like at least I have a dick, Ted. How about that? Oh, I've been trying to get a hold of Bill the Bear. Oh God, I'm trying to do Ted's voice followed by Peter Griffin's voice. They're so accurate to each other. They're very fucking close. Ted's voice is a little bit, I don't know, deeper, kind of. I saw that video where some dude did Ted's voice playing Call of Duty. Yeah, I tried to get a hold of Build a Bear Workshop for that, and I've been complaining to Hasbro about that shit. Like, okay, you want to be a furry and dress up in the costume and go to a party and dance till you can't dance no more, and then take off your costume, get a little bit drunk, and then socialize with people, talk to them, wear your costume, fine. But anybody who sincerely thinks they're an attack helicopter needs to get a mental evaluation check done. Like, I've seen some crazy people out there, people wearing tinfoil hats on their head, screaming the aliens are coming to get us. We must protect our heads so they cannot steal our knowledge. Talking about how Jesus is going to rise from the dead and save their soul from the aliens, kind of mumble jumble crazy bullshit. Those people out there do exist. They're running around fucking. They've done so many drugs in their life. Their life has been so fucking hard. It's traumatized them to the point where they're just fucking batshit crazy. These people have had such hard lives. They've done so many drugs. They've come from such a shitty circumstance that they're just plain batshit crazy. And I genuinely feel bad for these people. But you know what? That's the crazy fucked up world we live in. Anyways, tubes, thank you for watching this rant. I'll catch you later. Subscribe for more woke content.